Hello viewer, thank you for tuning in and thank you for coming in. You see, the story begins. That lizard is not seen as meat is to those who have money to afford cow, but to the pauper, even rats entering the trap is celebrated. Udeme is a small boy in the land of the junior citizens, whom the life lessons and events have toughened like a man practicing to become a bouncer. The bush is his home, while the home is his nightmare. He prefers to stay in the bush, scanting for something through which meal will come out from than while away energy at home playing with other kids. After all, it takes joy and peace of mind to play for a child. Both comes from a filled stomach. Udeme will get through old forest, look for cassava stems and tubers, which were abandoned, peel them with some pieces of palm kernel, also selected out of the bush under its trees to eat it raw. If he sees how to make a fire, he will roast them. If there are up to bowl, he will take them home to be used in preparing African salad. The life of Master Udeme was not always like this. It was a life full of celebrations worthy of being envied. Because he was born in a rich home, his father was wealthy and very influential, the author of Junior Citizens Land. He even obtained a chieftaincy title of Eze-G1. He married 3 wives, of whom were all from royal birth, and they were all happy being with him and being part of the family. The children of one Ogugu, child of the spirit mint, cannot be numbered, as they were too many to be counted in that city, in that location. But why won't they be many? After all, they were the farm tractors. Without them, he would not be able to produce such level of harvest that will earn him the title of AZG of the people of Junior City Kingdom. Look at how influential he is, handsome, wealthy, and rich with a lot of affluence. He needs many children. His dressing, his smiles, the cap on his head will always tell you that this man has nothing to worry you. Now wow, please my viewer, just tell yourself that money is good. Food was not a matter to be deliberated upon. Why won't you give people food? The only challenge was, do you have enough appetite, enough stomach to contain it? My dear, eat. Masters of chef were doing their jobs very well. They know the times food are shared. They know their onion, and everyone would like to be seen on top of their duties because many were eyeing that position of the chef. Look at how happy they are, with well dressed, with even food in their hands. That will tell you, my dear, food is not a problem. Master Udeme was the favorite of the father, amongst all others, which earned him hatred even from the village. This love from the father was mutual. There was an ancient belief that the late chief's father reincarnated in his stead, so also loved him as he would have his late father. All the love circumstances never allowed him to show his late father. He was pouring it on Master Udeme unapologetically. Look at how gigantic he is. Imagine him pouring love to that small boy. Everyone will notice. You can't cross chief without noticing him. Is it his hair? Is it his clothing? That talks about influence. Ezeji will go to the village meetings of the kingmakers and nobles with his son, not minding as the entourage are following. Udeme was wise and intelligent to observe all that was going on at the meeting silently, whereby learning what his father wants him to learn from early age. Chief Ngugu was also gifted and good with herbs, the first to start gathering people in his community to entertain them about gods, known in our today's world to be church, even before the white man's arrival. Udeme. In one of those village meetings that he always go together with Udeme, without the knowledge of Udeme that the elders have chosen him to lead the land in time to come, they brought out Udeme and surrendered him with their staff of authority known as Ofo. Ofo is an ancient wooden constructed handheld short device handed over from generation to generation, symbolizing authority and power. In the mind of Udeme, while at the center of these elders as they surround him, hovering is question: is a child now going to be a king in this kingdom? Wonder shall never end. Who bewitched these old papas? Yet you can't notice this going on in his mind from the facial look. Anyways, he observed what was going on. They made a lot of declarations and blessings while hitting the staff on his head invisibly. To them, let them keep wasting their times, jokingly, without knowing a lot have gone in spiritually. And yet, you can notice this going on in his mind while laying down there comfortably as if he's following what was going on. After the entire escapade, they all went home as if nothing happened. Life continued. What a mystery. Smoothly waiting for the appointed time to begin to unveil and manifest. One day, they were at home enjoying themselves when they heard different kinds of gunshots. People started running helter-skelter. It was the Biafran War. This led to the death of SAG. After the war, Udeme and the family was brought down to square one. Life is mystery. Udeme was now the one taking care of the family. He will set traps at the bush. When meats are caught, he will sell it. From the money, he will buy food, things for the family. There's no rubbish they didn't eat to sustain some time. At the bush, he will get to the heap of red mud to harvest ants called akeka. It was usually fried and sold, used in cooking. To harvest this thing called akeka is like giving oneself away to be eaten up by ants and died. For there were no gloves as at then. Mystery. Life survivor. My dear, whatever it will take you to survive, do it without shame. Looking at the face of this young man trying to pick these ants, you will know that he's so determined to survive no matter what. He loved education, but there was no means, so he won't kill himself. He ended it at all at the elementary level. He later moved to the town where he started business. He was a successful man, hardworking. Later, he went back to the village to inform his people he has gotten to the age of settling down in marriage. They assisted him to find a well-behaved, home-trained, beautiful damsel to marry. He did accept the lady brought to him by the people and married her. They returned back to the city together. Few months later, she conceived. The belle shoot out within her yellow dress. The pregnancy period was smooth and peaceful. Soon, it was time to give birth. The baby hanged. A lot of turmoil, pain, agony, running here and there for solution. People started going places. The in-laws, the relative, friends, everyone's hand was on deck. What can be done to remedy the situation? You can't see her without pitying her. She was tormented with pain. After everything, she put to bed a bouncing baby girl. Wow. God have done it. Let's celebrate. It is worth celebrating. Celebration was everywhere. No one could remember again that she almost lost her life, that she almost died from terrible bleeding after birth, as placenta refused to go in. And regarding remembrance, A lot need to be remembered by both family regarding their past. Oh, how easily it is for pain to be forgotten at comfort times. Few years later, after nursing the first, same incident occurred again since there was another pregnancy. Oh, ladies will not accept to give birth because of birth pain. No, birth will keep coming. Hell no. But this one was worse than the first. We thought the reason for the first was because it was her first time. But what of this one? What is going on? The man cries. I don't want my wife to die. What is all this pain? Instead, we will stay without childbearing. She went through trauma again. After all said and done, at the hour the baby was about coming out, placenta blocked the baby. Truly, the baby had life in mind and destiny determines that he is alive. Else, the story would have been different. After the placenta was taken out, bleeding heavily started again. It took God and the medical practitioners to bring her back to life. Having lost so much blood, the mothers came for the omugwo and take care of everything. But hold on, these medical practitioners, is it that you people lost your uniforms at the medical school? Ejo, mother-in-law, you are welcome. Blue dress and ash hair tie with your lengths fits you. See this smiles. Who no want boy for their house? Yabi, mother-in-law, you're welcome. She came in, spent the omugwo season with the daughter, helped her in washing and cooking, and educating her on how to handle one or two things regarding the way to position the baby. The groom's mother later told the son of the need to build house in the village, which the boy bought into the idea. A few years later, Udeme informed the mother he is coming to build house in the village. He sent some money to the mom to clear the place. Weeks later, trips of sand and gravel landed. It was offloaded in the compound. Block molding started. There were joy in the atmosphere, or should I say, a presumed one. Laborers were engaged. Some disappointed, showing their disapproval, while some complied in doing the work each day. After working each day, they will be fed by the mother. When they need cement, blocks, sands, and other materials for the building, it will be there for them, readily available because there was money. It was a time to start building after the blocks has been molded. In the land, as there is a culture that before you open the ground or after opening the ground for your house as a foundation, there is what is called the ground opening goat, or the grand opening or foundational goat, which must be killed in the venue of the house and eaten, celebrated by many. So Udeme brought in the goat for the people. It was killed and burnt. The goat was prepared with everybody ate and enjoyed themselves, including the engineers. The mother of Udeme also ate. But Udeme was busy, engaged, running here and there, so he could not have time to take part in the meal. The enemy used that as an opportunity to poison the mom with charm of coughing. What a wicked word. Udeme was very busy, could not protect the mom, and they poisoned her. While eating, as if something choked her, she started coughing and started to vomit. That was a very painful one and difficult one too for an aged mother like the mother of Udeme. It started bit by bit. It stopped a little that day, but the next day it hardened. A month later, it was becoming uncontrollable, defiling drugs, affecting her health as her head dropped down dramatically. Udeme was informed of the situation. She being taken from one place to another, from one herb doctor to the other. The house was suspended to to secure the life of the mother first. Udeme did all he could to save the mother's life. Each day was an ugly adventure. All the money set aside for the house was swallowed up. Few months later, she died. People can be very wicked. Udeme cried. The family wept. Such a good woman, a mother par excellence. The children rallied round and gave the woman a befitting burial. After the mourning season ended, the next year, Udeme's wife, Nkoli, conceived again. Months after months, she counted the date, observing the changes of the baby in the womb. The baby didn't disturb her. Everything was perfect, though it seemed physically. After the 9 months, labor started. On the day of delivery, the placenta issue came again a third time, with a lot of bleeding also, but this time she did not survive it. After giving birth, she kicked the bucket. Double wahala for the body. Udeme devastated. 2 years ago it was his mother. Now it is his wife, the second mother. Tragedy, it almost entered his head. Udeme laments, "What have I done? Whom have I offended?" He wrongly thought maybe he is cursed. Later, it was the talk of the town. Mockers laughed. Gossipers said he's a ritualist. "Abeg, tell us where you keep your wife and your children and your mother." That very times, it was a terrible one. So many people said that he's a ritualist, that very soon his money will start pumping, that he has used his mother and his wife to service his charms in the occult. His in-laws came after him, that he must provide their daughter. It was marriage that they gave her to, and not selling that they did. No matter what he spent, that they can return it to him. All they want is that he should provide them their daughter, or else he will see the other side of them. Udeme was avoided by many. He was hated by several others. Friends abandoned him. His life was so lonely. After several things, after much said and done, pleading was made and the in-laws accepted that the lady should be buried, as the elders were involved. Few months later, the angry siblings of Nkoli arranged thugs who came to assassinate Udeme at night, but failed because God visited Udeme at night in his dreams while he was sleeping and instructed him to move away with the case that night. His hope was taken up a bit because all this time it looked as if God was quiet and far. The voice was with a command and very urgent. He obeyed immediately. He has not gone up to 5 poles. The bad gang arrived, disappointed that they did not see him to harm. They started destroying things, even wounded a lot of neighbors, and they did not go with any single thing. The incident made Udeme to decide he will get to the root of the matter, to know what actually happened. He visited several places for answers. In one of those moves, he was informed that his mother was poisoned with cough because of envy and jealousy. To stop the house project, which they have stopped. Then regarding his wife Nkoli, he was told his in-laws knows what killed their daughter. He said, "What? Come again, sir. Please, what did you say?" "What are you saying, sir?" The priest repeated. "I said the same thing again and over again." The priest advised him that he should invite the parents of the late wife or visit them with some people and ask them where they dedicated their daughter to when she was a child, falling sick always. The priest told him that those placentas that were coming during the time of her delivery were all signs. Udeme left immediately without delay with a heavy heart in anger, gathered some others and went to the house of his in-laws. They were surprised about the unannounced visit without friendly pleasantries. They collared, but the collar was not taken. I am here to ask you, why did you do this to me? What? They asked. Why did you kill your daughter with your own hands? They framed up. Did you come here to accuse us about all you did to our daughter? I didn't do anything to your daughter. My hands are innocent. The others came them down. We are not here for fight or exchange of words. In-laws, please take your minds back to the time the baby in Collie was a child. What happened then? What was her life like? After much deep thought, they know they couldn't avoid this. They were broken with remorse, knowing they can't escape this. Mommy in Collie said she almost died. She was falling sick all the time. It defied all medication. We didn't want to lose her. We took her to a deity as suggested by wise people. And the deity said the only solution is to dedicate her to the gods, else she will die. But if we do, the sickness will stop. And the dedication will be done with a lot of things like cows, goats, tortoise, leopard, eagles, eggs, and many other difficult things which we are not close to be brought. After much pleading, we decided to help, but that he will appeal to the gods to accept only hen from our hands. Then with a promise that when the child grew and after marriage, the husband will come to do all those things and claim her back from the gods. Udeme cried, why didn't you tell me? We did not remember, my dear at all. Oh, please forgive. No, they felt sorry and guilty. One of the others said, and there was money to do all these things. All the time of carrying her from one place to the other. This life, oh my God. Oh, for the things memory loss and forgetfulness can cause. In anger, pain and agony, Udeme left. But while on the way thinking, he suddenly remembered the one his father did with others. He pushed it out and moved on with life. Thank you for tuning in to African Relaxing Tales of the Gods. That's the full meaning of the act. Please like, subscribe, share, and turn in the notification button for more.